I keep bringing it back to the floor. I'm wide awake, they don't know. I know, they don't know. I keep bringing it back to the floor. I know that I did it again. I'm playing with enemies, but I'm still keeping my same friends. Go ahead, have your opinions, and still I'm a statement. I keep on preaching, and everyone's wishing I step down, step down, step down.
That was the wonderful Nadine Randle. Thank you ever so much. That was a pleasure to listen to.
No worries, thank you.
So, welcome to the show. Now, why don't you introduce yourself and tell our listeners who haven't heard your music before who you are?
Well, I'm Nadine Randle. I'm a singer, artist, and songwriter. UK and Swedish based, so that means I've got dual citizenship. So I'm very much in both countries. I'm very proud. I've been doing music for over 20 years. I've been collaborating with other artists, singing and writing, but for the last sort of 4 years, it's been a lot of focus on myself as an artist. And I've been releasing music together with MasterCard and recently with my label Yellowstone Records. It's not my label, but it's the label I work with. So that's me.
Yeah, so as you briefly said that you worked with Masterclass. Now, this was a very long album to wait for. It was, you started in, wasn't it 2019, and it was only last year that they released your album Priceless. And that must have been a very huge career moment, especially doing this and then other artists around the world as well.
I mean, it is absolutely huge. It's MasterCard. Everybody knows what MasterCard is. Everybody knows the symbol. And when I was approached 2019 to not only be an artist on the Priceless album, but also be the one to launch the whole album and be the first major artist that's ever released a single with them, it's a big moment in my life. But saying that, I was also quite prepared since I was a child. I've always sort of wanted that, been prepared for it since I was a baby. So it was daunting, but also very, very sort of a moment that I've been sort of dreaming about for a long time. So I just really took it all in and enjoyed it.
Yeah, so music then has always been a part of who you are since you were little?
Yeah. Everyone that's known me since I was a child has always said that I've constantly been like singing and dancing. When I was 3, I actually had Madonna clothes. So I would put clothes on and like pretend to be Madonna. And I just said to my mum when I was like 3, Mum, when I am as famous as Madonna, I'm going to buy a house. It was just like, I was nuts, but in a good way. So yeah, I've always enjoyed it. I've always like believed in that's what I'm going to do. I'm very, very much a person that believes in music and the way of communicating with other people. I've literally got a tattoo there of a music symbol. I have one on my back. It's literally ingrained in my body and my soul. So yeah.
Yeah, music is such a big part of your life. And I know that music had taken you all around the world, from the United States to like Dubai, and, you know, performing with the One Republic, Lionel, Richie. That must be really incredible, really.
It was a pinch me moment, especially when I was a pre-act for Lauryn Hill. I mean, I remember being small, like listening to Refugees and the Refugees. I listened to Lauryn Hill when she was in the movie Sister Act with Whoopi Goldberg. I thought she was amazing. And then I was literally her pre-act in Dubai, and it was just mind-blowing for me. I mean, I met everyone there. I spoke to people when I was the pre-act for Lionel Richie. His band listened to me and they were so supportive, and they were like, girl, you really can sing. And they were so positive. so it was an amazing moment, but again, something I've sort of envisioned in my mind since I was little. So I wasn't going to be too nervous about it. I was just going to accept that shit, the moment's here, and I'm just going to embrace it. So that's what happened.
Like, you had a goal, you know, you had a destination, and you're like, I'm going there, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
And I mean, I know you're a very positive individual, and even on your social media outlets, you also shine how you are very inspirational, doing like quotes or little sayings. And I think that's especially now, especially the stuff that is happening, I think that's very much needed, you know, just, you know, someone to lighten your day, someone to, you know, and I applaud you for that, because that's very, it's not an easy thing to do at times, you know, especially you're dealing with stuff, but yes, I applaud you for that.
Thank you so much. And that's very much something I live by. A lot of people that know me always say that I'm like ridiculously happy. But I mean, I'm not always happy. Trust me, I have really bad days. I get sometimes very low. But that's when I look for other people's inspirational quotes online. That's when I search for positive people. So I believe that if I feel a need for something to be said, I'm going to say it, and then hopefully it resonates with someone else that needs it. You never know who's going to see your quote. You never know who's going to see your picture. You never know who's going to read what you're writing about. And if I've helped one person to feel better that day, that's literally something that keeps me going. And especially in these like sort of darker times, I just need positivity myself. So that's what I'm going to give out. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, that relates to your music as well, because in September you did release a single, Waterfalls, and that the message was so inspiring but also relatable. And I wanted to find out, what exactly is your thought process, you know, what's your inspiration to come up with the song that you wrote?
It's always, for me, it's always my private life. It's always what happens around me. It's always what I see and digest in news. It's what I, you know, I'm about. I consider myself a person that just has the opportunity to sort of convey stories that relate with other people. And for some reason, I'm not very good at mathematics, but I'm very good with a pen. And so, and I have a voice. So I put them two together, and I sort of just understand that that's where I need to be. And I always draw inspiration from real life happenings. So Waterfalls was a song I needed myself at that time. I wrote it for myself. And when I released it, I was in a better place. But, you know, I know for a fact that when I'm low, I'm going to go and listen to it, and I'm going to realize that, you know, everything in life is in phases, and it sort of ebb and flow, you know, it comes and goes. And that's everything. That's money, love, happiness. I mean, it comes and goes. So that's when you need something to listen to make you sort of want to put the foot in front of the other foot and keep going.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's a reminder to everyone, like, no matter what, you just got to keep on going, like, go and just make it to where you want to go. And I think your song really show that, you know, and it is powerful to listen to. And it's also, I know that you released another song last month. That was K9, Wide Awake. Now, me listening to that, I felt obviously it's kind of different. It's more of a high energy, danceable beat to it. So what was your feelings behind that song?
I mean, if you listen to the lyrics, they're not that different to Waterfalls. They're still talking about resilience. They're still talking about believing in yourself and being the one that says, no, wait a minute, you're not going to judge me. The one that's going to judge me is myself. And I do that enough. So I'm not going to let anyone do that. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to be powerful. I'm going to be in my own presence. I'm going to be the person that spreads joy and happiness. And the only difference between Waterfalls and K9 is that K9 is more for the dance floor, and Waterfalls is maybe more for your car when you're driving, or when you're sitting at home just having a moment, or you know, or in a bar or something. But it's the same message. It's just packaged differently.
Yeah, it's just like a different melody, a different rhythm to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, both of them are very powerful, but also, you know, you have that urge to just play it again and listen to it again, no matter what you're doing, really.
That's good.
You know, well, I mean, I do that, but, you know,
That's
just
good. That's
me.
a very good thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and you are very busy, you know, you even last year, you know, producing two singles, you know, from Say It Out Loud to Sad on You. And I mean, is it the same thought process with each song? Is it the same, like how you write and record it, or is it different?
I mean, everything differs. Some people you work with bring out different things within you, and others bring out different things. But I think when you're like, in my mindset, the way I think is this something I would like to listen to? Yes, then I will release it. If I don't believe it, I won't release it. That's my sort of like marking. So it doesn't matter if I have people telling me, oh, release this song, release this song. If I feel I can't really stand by what this is, I'm not going to release it. So everything that I've put out in the last year, I think I've put out 5 singles. I really stand by it, and I really believe what I'm singing about and writing about. So sometimes you have a good productive year within music and you have like 20 songs, and then the next year you have 1 song. I mean, it's the way it works. And if you think about people that are big artists in like sort of like different areas, you have photographers, you have painters. Some painters, they didn't put out work for 20 years, but when they put out something, it's amazing. So everything has its time, everything has its process, and that's why I love it. It's very organic, and you can't push that. You can't. There's no money in the world that can push that.
So is that one of the things you really enjoy about being an artist, you know, the power to create something?
Oh, I love it. Yeah. I love the fact that I go into a studio and I don't know what I'm going to leave with. And at the moment, I'm currently working on 2 songs there's no 3 songs at the same time. So one is with a producer in the UK, and 2 other ones are with producers in Sweden. So they have totally different sounds. And I know a lot of people are like, well, what's your sound as an artist? And I'm very much, no, I'm the sound of the moment. I'm the sound of what I'm feeling. I'm the sound of what's happening. So these 3 songs are, one's a ballad, one's an up-tempo house song, and one is more of a sort of a reggaeton song. So it's like that just happened. And that's what I love. You don't know what you're going to leave with, and you don't know what you're bringing to the table until you're there. So it's music is amazing that way.
Yeah, it's like whatever you feel in the moment, really. You know, you're not defined by, okay, I'm going to just do this type of genre of music or this style.
Yeah. No. I mean, a lot of people have said, like, your voice is very powerful, you should just do ballads. And I understand why they say that, because that's where you can really hear my voice. But I mean, I need to do music I want to do. I mean, a painter, you can't tell a painter, please, can you paint something about the trees of Norway? I mean, they're going to paint what inspires them. So I'm going to sing about what inspires me, and that's exactly the same way. So I have difficulties when people talk about branding and people saying, what's your sort of genre and what. I'm nothing. I am Nadine, and I'm a singer and a songwriter, and whatever I put out is what I believe in at that moment in time.
Yeah, I mean, I think that what I love getting to know artists, that it's not just like this is the type of music, you know, they can do anything really they want to do, you know, push the boundaries, go into the unknown. And this moves me on to my next question. So I know that Waterfalls was playing on UK radio, and it did enter the global DJ chart top 50. That how did that make you feel? You know,
I mean, I'm going to be honest, it makes me feel very happy and I'm very proud about that, but it doesn't sort of make a song worthwhile more than another one for me. I know, again, we're back to what I just spoke about. It's what happened with me when I wrote it, what's it about, what resonates with the song. Of course, I'm going to be happy if everybody loves it and it enters charts and it does well. But if it didn't do well, I would still believe in my message. So yeah, I was very happy, but it's not what's going to make me stop or continue with making music.
Yeah, and this is a bit it's still obviously music, but I noticed that you did sing the Swedish, you know, like national anthem for the Swedish sorry, for the Swedish like football team, and that must have been like a privilege and an honor to do that.
It is a privilege, and I take that very seriously. Representing my home country in any forum, if it's football, ice hockey, or American football, I'm very, very proud of it. And every time they ask me to do it, and it's usually a big event, it's usually like Sweden versus Finland or Czechia or whatever. I mean, I love that moment, and it's such a proud moment. It's profound, really, because everybody's standing up and putting their hand on the chest, and it's honestly, it's something I never get tired of doing. So yeah, I'm very proud of that, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know that you live in Sweden now.
Yeah.
So you like traveling, like obviously to Sweden, to the UK, but is Sweden like a place in your heart, somewhere that you're always
yeah. I mean, I'll always see Sweden as my home, but I'll always see England as my home. As soon as I put my foot back in the UK, I'm like, I'm home. You know, I love the English people. I love being back home. I love being, you know, just walking down the high street and just, you know, listening to people going, you know, just watching them go to Greg's, you know, watching them go into, like, you know what I mean? Like going into a bar, like, you know, like a pub, or fish and chips and gravy, you know, and just having a pint. I love that. And again, I love coming back to Sweden. I love the countryside. I love the winter here, believe it or not. I mean, it's long, but I mean, I love the coldness when it's like crispy and sunshine, but snow. I love skiing. But I wish I could combine both of them and put them in one country so I didn't have to travel, but I know that's not possible.
If only it was, if only it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, unfortunately, we are coming to the end of our show. It goes so quickly. Now, just one or two more questions. I know that you've already said that you've got, you know, some songs coming out. Now, as I am always a very nosy person, could you give us like a bit more insight? You know, you've got any more projects that you're excited about? Anything's going on?
I actually have a song coming out on the 17th of November. It's a Christmas song. It's Silent Night, and it's a cover. It's more of a gospel version, and it's a live one with a choir and me. And I'm very, very proud of it. And I can't wait for that coming out. I just love Christmas and everything about that. And then I think we have another single coming out straight after Christmas sometime. I can't tell you too much about that yet, but yeah, just keep listening, keep following my socials. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, well, that is great to hear. And it's great to hear that you've got a song coming out, which we will definitely play on our station, Silent Night, which is very lovely actually to hear. I'm always a fan of Christmas, you know, getting my calendar and, you know, Christmas stuff already. Yeah.
Are you really? Wow.
I know. I'm prepared this year. I'm prepared.
That was good.
But yeah, so it was lovely chatting to you. I'm afraid time has cut it short. But yeah, it was a pleasure having you on the show.
Pleasure being on your show. Thank you so much for taking your time talking to me. Hope you have a lovely Christmas.
Thank you, and you too. It's a bit early right now, but
I know.
too early to start.
when it comes around.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
More music variety on Power Ace Radio.